female gives you a pass.
The space wife is sitting in the living room like, what the fuck is going on back there?
It's written right there. I mean, I didn't write this. I'm just reading what this is. Kim gasped and was fighting as hard as she could to not show pleasure. But the way Rita's hips ground against her clit every time the cock buried itself into her, she didn't last long before she started to moan. Rita only picked up the pace for every time she thrust it rubbed against her own clit. Waves of pleasure started to course throughout her own body. Her thrusts were becoming harder and faster, grinding into the teen more and more.
The 21-year-old.
21-year-old.
Sorry.
College sophomore.
The 18 or older, more and more. Okay, Spin can edit that if we need to.
Yeah.
Kimberly's tits bounced up and down in hypnotic rhythm with the thrusts. The wet sound of her pussy juices lubricating the cock filled the air. Pink Ranger's moans became louder and louder. Her cries of, "Oh God!" drowned out by the witch's cries of, "Yes!" After a time, the putties didn't even need to hold the Ranger. Kim was riding on top of that witch, grinding as hard as she could. She didn't care anymore. This felt great. Rita's hands were on her tits as she thrust and ground back just as hard as she could, lost in the throes of passion. Oh God, I'm coming!
I wanted her to say that line.
Oh, sorry. Okay, you can do it.
She hasn't had a good line like that yet.
Okay.
Are you ready?
No, that was just what I was saying. I didn't realize that.
She's like, I actually did.
That just happened.
Just now. Thank God he's sitting down at a desk.
Thank God you guys didn't see.
We're sorry, boyfriend who might be listening.
Yeah.
Oh no, he came in earlier during the Wizard of Oz story and then proceeded to turn around and walk right back out. Nothing of what's going on.
That's exactly the reaction we want.
That's pretty much. I was like, I'm reading erotic fan fiction tonight. He's like, you have fun, sweetheart. I'll talk to you in the morning. He's a keeper.
You said it was Scooby-Doo.
Oh my God, I'm coming.
Excellent.
It's like he knows his cues.
Fiction Hall of Fame right there.
The team threw...
21-year-old.
Derp.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. The former teen threw her head back and let out a passion cry as her juices exploded and flowed down the black shaft. Her entire body was shaking, but the witch wasn't done. She pushed her over onto her back and continued to fuck her with the strap on, harder than she was before. What? Harder than she was before. Cries turned into screams, but not the painful kind. I don't know how a hard-on gets hard. Anyway, whatever. Magic. Oh God. Oh yes. And then the witch came. Pussy juice spilled out from where the strap on her own pussy and down her leg. That's not how those work. Both bodies. I'm sorry, but those. That's not how that. Anyway.
This is a guy who obviously doesn't know how they work.
You clearly have the internet to post this on adult fan fiction. Please just Google
research.
Anyway, sorry. Opinions for later. And then the witch came. Pussy juice spilled out from where the strap-on entered her own pussy and down her leg. Both bodies were covered in sweat, their minds numbed by pleasure they had never felt before. Rita leaned forward to kiss the Pink Ranger upon the lips as she lay there panting and out of energy. Until next time, my dear.
Is all Rita says before she is gone in a flash of light, leaving only Kimberly there alone in the park, naked and smelling of sex within 10 yards of her home. What is her mother going to say?
That she doesn't live with and is completely an independent adult woman.
Yeah. She lives with her mother because her mother has a debilitating disease and she's helping her to she's taking care of her.
She's a caregiver.
She claims her mother as a dependent on her tax forms. Ladies and gentlemen, that, of course, will end Renegade Masterpiece Theater for the night. I hope you all enjoyed it. And before we say good night and before Chief and I start reviewing comic books, I want to talk to Adam about Gigahose and his podcast. So, Adam, please, how's Gigahose doing? You've ended production of Season 2, right?
Yes, Season 2 has been completed. We are in the process of editing up the season. We're also making a little pilot version of the first couple of episodes so that we can help try to pitch the show to potential production companies and or hopefully networks in the future. So all that's going well. It's taking time, though, because we're trying to do the best job possible because we put a lot of money and time into this season, and we want to make the best product we can. Also, in other good news, we're going to be moving the show to Amazon.
Oh.
We got it became available to us that we're going to be able to have it on Amazon Prime. We're trying to figure out where it will be on the Amazons. But
I have Amazon Prime, so I will watch it there.
Fantastic. And I appreciate that. There will still be information put out on our YouTube page and Facebook page and all sorts of stuff, Twitter and all things, when the season comes out. But it is looking like, in all likelihood, probably early next year, because we want to make sure everything's correct, and we're going to score the whole season with music that's going to be created on for us. So it's going to take a little bit of time going through all the proper channels of getting all the things and having each person take a look at the stuff. So, but what I can tell you from looking at the dailies and the cuts and stuff so far, it is very funny. The crew did a fantastic job. Things got so much weirder and crazier than the first season.
First season's pretty weird.
That's what I love to hear.
It is pretty weird.
Hey, that's the other question. Will the first season be on Amazon too? Are you going to put that one on there and then followed by the second?
The plan is that we're going to move the first season over first and have it up there for a little bit, probably before the end of the year, I think. And then once everything's done and all the T's are dotted and the I's are crossed, we'll have the second season up on Amazon as well. But yeah, so I mean, it's going really well. It looks really good. It is extremely funny. Man, things get nuts, but it's really good, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. But I apologize for the wait, but as you guys know, when you're kind of doing it on your own and for cheap, you can't really do it fast.
Hey, can't rush perfection.
Everybody check this out because the first season is really funny, and the second one I'm sure is gonna be nuts.
Especially since we know that you have told us that there will be some furries involved, so I can't say much more. Can't say anything more.
Oh man, that yeah.
It's Finn's favorite group of people. They like to attack him.
That was an interesting day of shooting on set with me and my co-star getting all dressed up as a character who is naturally furry and entertaining some bachelorettes.
More Adam Lash ass this coming soon.
Yeah.
And what's weird is the sex robot thing is like becoming true now.
It's true.
It's like a big thing all over the place, this is like perfect timing.
I sent Chief a link like a week ago that they're saying now that you got to watch out because your soon to be sex robot could actually be hacked and programmed to kill you.
Yep.
I'm like, well, when is the government issuing these sex robots to everybody? I want to know. But
so not only is it funny, it's timely. It's a timely series.
Yep, we're ahead of the curve. The curve probably caught up to us. So
exactly.
I'm hoping that with all the work I'm doing behind the scenes of trying to network and meet people and talk to people, that hopefully in the near future couple of years, you actually see Gigahose on an actual TV network or streaming services, a full actual TV version.
That it will be fantastic. And of course, Adam is.
And as always, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say Adam is at the Adam Lash on the Twitter box.
Yes, but for stuff right now, I have a podcast of my own called the Movie Preview Review Podcast, where we review movies based on only watching their previews. It's me and my friend Kevin Bartini, who I can now tell you this because he just announced on Facebook, was just hired as the warm-up guy for Jordan Klepper's new show, The Opposition, on Comedy Central. So that's really cool. It's a good get for us.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Because hopefully now we can have people and writers and cast members of The Opposition will hopefully be on our podcast soon. So yeah, listen to the show. It's a lot of fun. But also we have a YouTube channel where we do basically reaction videos to trailers. But it's not like your normal reaction trailers or the trailer videos where people are like, oh my God, that's amazing. I love stuff. It's it's a mini version of our show where we watch a movie trailer and then use it basically as like the beginning of a herald or just an improv exercise. And we just make jokes off of the trailer as we talk about it. It's a lot of fun. It's very funny to see us reacting and making faces and then telling jokes and having a good time and learning stuff about each other as these sometimes good but usually not great trailers spark something from our past. They were like, oh yeah, I'd solve your murder if you got gunned down by gang violence in Washington D.C. And we also started watching we had some people reach out to us from India. We're actually getting some people from like around the world like, hey, watch some Indian films, watch some Chinese films trailers, and it's exposed us to a lot of interesting things we've never seen before. There's a lot of really cool movies out there, guys, that we've never heard of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love Chinese movies, and Bollywood is a crazy big budget on their movies.
Yes.
Like it's just crazy musicals and crazily shot, amazing stuff.
Well, for everybody, please go check out Adam's podcast. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe on the YouTube, the Twitter, everything. Go check him out. All the links will be in the description of this podcast. Miss Amaris has a Twitter.
She does.
And your Twitter is?
Miss Amaris, MSAMARIS.
Make sure you go follow our good friend who's been with us for so long and agreed to degrade herself tonight on the show.
Yes, we apologize for ruining your brain forever.
Yes.
God, no, just my childhood. I gladly do this again.
And of course, Chief and I are still working on. It's coming soon. This is one Chief and I are actually doing. We're not just saying we're doing it and we're not doing it. We will be doing and having for you on our YouTube channel, which has absolutely nothing on it right now, but it will be populated. Our commentary track for the greatest film of all time ever. There's no film greater than that. The Legend of Bigfoot.
Yeah, my favorite movie. Wow. By the great Ivan Marks.
Chief and I will be providing a commentary track on that, and we will be providing the link to the film, which is on YouTube. That way you can go to YouTube on one screen, put YouTube on another screen, put the movie on, and then listen to our commentary of the film. And that will be that'll be the first film that we do, and we'll be doing a lot more. There's so many out there that Chief and I have been talking about. Serbian film will not be one of them, so nobody asked me to do commentary for Serbian film. I have told you to run the fuck away from that goddamn fucking pile of shit. But we'll be doing that, and of course, some other things are coming. You can follow Chief at SpaceChief75. You can follow me at the official Nerd Rage Renegades Twitter, and of course, Facebook.com/NRR Truth Radio. And Crystal, where else are we?
The Renegades come to you with new episodes every Wednesday on Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, Player FM, select episodes on Laughable, and every Thursday on GamingRebellion.com and Filling the Void Podcast Network.
That's where else you can find us. Every Wednesday and Thursday. So until next time, I want to thank Adam for coming. I want to thank Miss Amaris for coming.
Yes, thank you both for being here. That was a lot of fun. We love it.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! The Renegades are about to spoil this week's DC Comics.
All right. So after that miraculous masterpiece theater, it is now time.
And my terrible Charles Bronson.
Yeah, it is. My terrible Barack Obama. It is time for spoiler alerts. This week we are going to be reviewing quite a few comics, as we've actually both read quite a few comics this week.
Yes, I read a ton.
You read a ton.
By the way, thank you, DC. I'm absolutely loving it, and
Yeah.
now you can never take this service away from me.
No, never.
Because I am so happy.